Welcome back, everybody, to the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. This is part 38, and we are still on the road to victory. Road. Yeah, because I'm calling it that. It's how it's going to be from now on until we actually get there. Then everybody will probably forget about it. Alright, so we got Fancy Wrastlin out in first, and another, what do you know, Ace Trainer on the route. I just don't get enough of these. So let's see what fancy, awesomely evolved Pokemon he has. A Victory Bell. Now this is serious here. Wrastlin, I'm not so sure this is going to be the best matchup here. But, you know, you might as well go for it. And he uses Toxic. Good. Not seen that this whole playthrough. This is the first time seeing Toxic. Also Victory Bell. First Victory Bell of the playthrough. Forgot to say that, yeah. Alright, so apparently I sort of forgot that fighting isn't exactly very effective against poison. And so, it, attack that I didn't really work out so well. And then he was kind of spamming Razor Leaf, and, you know, I was just praying that wasn't a critical hit. And I believe I actually, the last time I mentioned critical hits, I was kind of incorrect about it, shall we say. I meant to say that normally a critical hit has a 6.25% chance of happening, but an increased critical hit rate is 12.5%, which is indeed 1 out of 8, which would make a normal, like the normal chance for getting a critical hit would be 1 out of 16, and Wrastlin is almost dead. Fainted, not painted, dead, or faint. Yeah, you know. Alright, so we gotta switch him out ASAP, because this person has a fancy Kingler! No, I won't accept that noise. I only accept cookie. And I do remember that the previous part... Oh, good, Protect. I do remember the previous part, I mentioned something about that, and people thought that, well, Kingler was trying to imitate the Cookie Monster or something. Because Kingler's crazy like that, man. Don't mess with him. Look at that face. Look at how... He looks unnaturally happy. He looks a little bit too happy. Happier than he should be for a crab with crazy... hair. Oh no! That sucks. Wow. First Kingler of the playthrough, first Guillotine of the playthrough, the first one-hit KO move of the playthrough, and of course it has to work. What is the accuracy of Guillotine? I would like to know. I see. So it's... You know what? I'm getting kind of confused here. I'm reading this right now. I'm reading things during the playthrough. What do you know? I actually was not aware of this. Well, in Generation 1, it actually had a 30% accuracy, which I would think is maybe a little bit high. But then from Generation 2 and on, it can affect a Pokemon whose speed stat is greater than the user's current speed stat. However, it cannot affect a Pokemon of a higher level. The accuracy depends on the level of the user and the level of the target, and is worked out with the formula accuracy equals, in double parentheses, level of user minus level of target, and parentheses plus 30, and parentheses %. This is all getting too crazy here. This is not supposed to be a math quiz. This is supposed to be a playthrough of Pokemon. Anyway, speaking of that, I'm not going to be getting this guy's phone number, of course, but I will be getting to some fancy shoutouts after I see the very first Pokemon that this crazy person is going to be having. Yep. How we do? Hey, it's a Parasect. Now, Parasect, I have to say, I have mad respect for Parasect, because it has a signature attack, which is the only attack with a 100% chance to put the opponent to sleep, and that, of course, is Spore. Well, Lava Plume is going to be owning that, seriously owning that Parasect. I mean, wow, look at how its bar is like kept really sharply going downward. Parasect is bug and grass, so 4 times weak to fire. Now, as for those fancy shoutouts, for God's sake, if I would have just noticed the Pokemon name. If I would have just noticed the Pokemon's name, Golduck, first one of the playthrough, of course, and the first Parasect. Lots of firsts in this playthrough. I mean, well, in these last couple of parts, because there is a lot of high-level Pokemon here. Also evolved forms, but anyway, of course, shoutouts. Chaos C57, also known as Deck. If anybody's confused, that is spelled D-E-C. He says, Blaziken and Swampert are my two favorite Pokemans because they were my first level 100s. It was also on my favorite Pokemon game, Emerald, :D. Also, I was 8 years old, so it was a big deal, :3. And this person got a fancy Vaporeon, but of course we've already seen one, thanks in part to the unbelievably hard Kimono girls. Interestingly, this guy has only water Pokemon, so how did he get this far? I don't know. Lol. Alright. So another female ace trainer, and she, wow, seems to have battled a strange red-headed fellow that had to win at any cost. This reminds me of someone. Who does it remind me of? I don't know. You know, I don't know. It escapes me right now, but I'm sure that I'll remember it later. Alright. So first Rapidash of the playthrough, gotta get you mad out here because he just does not get enough screen time, unfortunately. Ben Jai 97 says, I was introduced to Pokemon at the age of 6 because I found a broken gold version near the curb of my house and I decided to buy it at a store. I've always been addicted to Pokemon until Diamond came out. The best memory from Diamond was when I got my first Pokemon to 100, Turtwig, Woo. What, no Torterra? And slowly getting more and more 100s. My favorite Pokemon from Sinnoh is Bidoof, because he sounds funny, and Slowpoke. So, basically, he likes the doofy Pokemon, you know, Bidoof and Slowpoke. I'll never forget Slowpoke's Pokédex entry for, I think it was the first generation, said that any pain that it receives takes about 5 seconds for it to finally register because its brain works so slowly. And that is not the first Flaffy of the playthrough, of course. Taking it out with ease with Fireball, knocking him out good. And, yeah, so, no phone numbers for, me, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Alright, so hopping on down here, of course, getting this fancy Pokeball. What's inside it? A Max Elixir. Very useful. Alright, is anything inside this crazy stone here that usually things are inside the stone? No, I'm using the dowsing machine. Forgot the name of it for a second there. A couple things. In the following part 39, I will be finally announcing the winners of those slogans for the, the team slogans. I'll finally be doing that in the next part, just to let you all know. And also, a couple of other things, aside from me getting a tiny mushroom, just a little mushroom, tiny mushroom. Something I meant to get into a few parts ago. When I was in Ecruteak City, and I mentioned something about Usean always being close to Suicune, but not being close enough. Albert PNC commented and said, Usean never gets too close to Suicune because Suicune has a restraining order. That makes sense. Alright, so this fancy guy here, this sort of guard at the gate here, wants to see all 8 badges of Johto, and I happen to have them. Unfortunately, I can't go to Mount Silver just yet, because there's scary, strong Pokemon, apparently. I can't go this way either? Come on! Where am I supposed to go? I went to the left, I went to the right. Oh, I'm supposed to go up. Alright, and this is it, Victory Road. Hey, look, a Rhyhorn right in the middle of the screen. I finally noticed the eye catch, as it's called. I know I never mentioned this whole time, but yeah, the Pokemon in the little pictures of the places that you go to are called eye catches. And I sort of messed up immediately here. Rassilin is bulking himself up, and I pushed the rock the wrong way. Time skippery, and then that problem is resolved. Wow, just, I mean, of course, the very first puzzle of Victory Road, of course it would have to confound me. Yeah, that really sets a good tone for this playthrough. Anywho's. Alright, oh, hey, we're stumbling upon an item. A potion. Alright, well, I guess it's okay. I mean, potions are kind of useless here. And finally making use of the touchscreen run button. As you can see, it's lit up. Finally, 38 parts later, I finally decided to use it. Because while I was dousing at the same time, and I found it kind of annoying to click on the dousing machine as well as hold the button on the controller. It all gets very complicated, so I need something to make it a little bit easier. Making things easier. That's, the old slogan for that one Pokemon that I don't have anymore. I really shouldn't have brought that up. Bad memories. But bad memories! I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody by saying that. Alright. So we need serious repel action here because we don't want to be running into any crazy Pokemon. Oh god, it's Entei! What? Wait, what? Okay, I was kind of messing around there. Oh, look, it's a Rhyhorn. And it's level 35. It just happens to be the same level as Wrestling. So we need to do a fancy switch here so that this doesn't happen ever again. Espionage. Taking the wheel. Taking the wheel. Look at Espeon. All awesome looking and purple and double tail with a mysterious red gem in its forehead. How awesome is that? Alright then, so we're going up, down, circular, and around. And, oh, I also forgot to mention, of course, these last couple of parts, this one and the previous one, have been just so epic that I had to include a new video description. Oh my god, it's a new video description. I'm allowed to do that, you know, from time to time. So, yeah. You know, because people have a tendency to yell at me when I don't change the video description often enough. So, you know, I figure might as well. Whatever. And once again, with the second boulder puzzle, I get confused again. Whoops, I was meant to go down the stairs. Yeah, now I get it. Okay. You know what? Screw this. Push the boulder out of the way. Up the ladder. And deciding to be the sneaky boy that I am, back down the ladder. And of course, once that happens, the boulder resets. Haha, I outsmarted you, crazy boulder. Ha. I've yet to meet one that can outsmart Boulder. Oh yeah, I just did. Alright. So let's see, another one of those fancy shoutouts. Momo Nietzsche says, what I'll always remember is me playing Pokemon Silver, my all-time favorite Pokemon game. Very nice, very nice. Generation 2, always awesome. At the age of 10 or something and stumbling on a purple Drowsy where the daycare is. I didn't know about shinies back then, and I didn't know what was wrong, in quotes, with that Drowsy. I tried to catch it, but ran out of Pokeballs, so I couldn't! Sad face. I also remember that I told a friend about it, and since there are Dittos as well, he said maybe it was a transformed Ditto. Haha. I think that person is saying haha, because, well, that's not possible. It would actually have to be a Ditto first, and use Transform. It just can't happen to be a transformed Ditto immediately. Also, the dead giveaway is when you encounter it, it has that crazy, you know, sparkliness going around it and all that. Now, there appears to be an item behind that rock, but unfortunately I don't have Rock Smash because, truth be told, I just plain don't like Rock Smash. You know, I find it a completely useless move, and if I really need it, I suppose that I'll just teach it to a Pokemon that I'll probably never use, Togepi, and maybe, you know, use find items that way, you know, whatever. Alright, so repellent, no, I'm, you know, I kind of got a little bit confused there. Ah, yes, we're healing, excuse me, that was puberty there. So, I did that because, well, I knew that there was something about to happen around the corner, and, yeah, that was a minor time skip there, nobody panic or anything. I do love these remixed musics, though. You know, the previous one for Routes 27 and 26, that was pretty awesome. I found myself humming that. And the Victory Road music is definitely living up to expectation. I wouldn't find it as epic as it was, like, originally, like in Generation 1, but I do like this, you know. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Who's spoiling my singing fun? It's a crazy red-headed dude. Oh, what's his name? Oh, yeah, that's right, it's Zero. So he's coming up behind me at the very end of Victory Road. Sort of like that badass that I mentioned a few parts ago. You know, that one guy named Gary, who totally shows up when your Pokemon are defeated. Totally in need of a Pokemon Center. Zero is doing the same thing. And he's got himself 6 Pokemon now, so this is going to be the most epic battle so far. Because it is, spoiler alert, the last one with, what's his face here? Zero. Although there are a couple more times when you can battle him, but that's sort of a day of the week type thing. Not really a storyline type of thing. So making quick work of Sneasel, of course. Weak to fire, because it is ice. And Fireball getting a level up and getting Flamethrower! Yes, that move is just so much more epic than Lava Plume. I was waiting for this move because it's a lot better, I have to say. I mean, Lava Plume, when did that come out? Generation 4? You know me, I'm an old school generation type of guy. Flamethrower, that's where it's at. Now we got Feraligatr out here, and Feraligatr, for you, I got your legitimate rival. Here's Citizen Zap. And Citizen Zap is most certainly going to be taking it old school style to this Feraligatr, who's going to be using Waterfall, which is Wait a minute, Flinch? That never happened when UMAD used Flinch. He never had Waterfall. His opponent's... Oh, wow, perfect. See, I was using Thunder Wave trying to get him to paralyze. Of course, Flinch again. How come when UMAD does it, it never makes the opponent flinch, but God forbid the opponent does it to me? Always flinch. 100% accurate flinching stuff going on there with the things. Anywho. Alright, so another Waterfall. Unfortunately, I had to heal up Citizen Zap. But you know what? We're going to be making this an epic finish. And so epic, I say. Because not only will the Quick Claw activate, but Thunder rains down on this Feraligatr. And I believe the case is closed on the mystery of the 100% flinching Feraligatr. Although, you know what? To be honest, it used Waterfall. And no, I was healing. Right, yeah, I was... Never mind. It still stands. Alright. So I forgot to see who he's gonna come out with next here. So we're gonna be having UMAD as a serious counter. Oh, Haunter! That's why I have UMAD out, because UMAD has that fancy attack, both physical and dark. It's called Bite! And he's gonna be using Curse, which... Thank you, actually. That makes this so much easier. Yeah, half your HP gone. Bite, super effective. And that's it. That is it. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming, by the way. You know, 999 EXP points. And that was a ghost type. Is that some sort of crazy haunted sign or something? I don't know, you know. 999, that's like the most powerful number there. Twister, the hot spot. Nah, not really such a hot move, but yeah, gotta get rid of it. Because not only... Oh, shoot. Not only is it a special type, but it's a dragon type, or a special move, attack, but it's also dragon type, so UMAD would not get stab off of it. And UMAD taking the damage from that curse, but a switch out will instantly cure that. So Wrestling is out, and we got Magneton blocking the way to the end of Victory Road. Magneton, you are going down! Down to the ground! Supersonic, I hate you so much. Well then, let's just run with this. You know, he's confused, but maybe he'll work through it. Vital Throw, knock him out! Yeah, this guy's nothing like the first Magneton that I faced. You know, with Wrestling getting all thunder... What the... Hey. Skullbat? Get out! Yeah, I have a Crobat. I'm better than you. Yeah, deal with that. You know what was funny? I just remembered, when Gary fights you on the SSN, and, you're about to go see the, what's the name? The captain of the ship. And, you know, of course, he comes out of nowhere and has to battle you. He mentions that, you know, how many Pokemon did you get? And by that point in the game, you'd probably have maybe 10, 15 Pokemon. He says, I've caught over 40 kinds, pal. I mean, they really worked it out well in Gary's dialogue to make him just a legitimate badass. And who could forget in this show? I mean, he rolls around in a convertible with cheerleaders. His own entourage that follow him around loyally. I mean, wow. Just crazy. Unbelievable. Alright, so Magneton's back out, and that being said, so is Wrestling. You crazy Magneton, you are not getting away this time. Oh, you think Spark is going to save you, but you're just thinking crazy, mister. Or miss. You know, I don't even know. Magnetons don't even have genders. Seismic Toss. Although it's not super effective, because it's a set damage move, it still knocks out Magneton. Magneton. And Kadabra, yeah, nice counter for Wrestling. But you know what? I got counters of my own. And I was thinking about it, you know, I actually had 3 different Pokemon that I can choose from: UMAD, Contra, or Espionage. So I decided to go with UMAD because he's the lowest level. And also the hardest one to level. Ugh. Alright, so Kadabra is out. His final Pokemon. Cough. And getting intimidated, but I don't really think that's going to work out so well because he's a Psychic type. And of course it's going to use Reflect. So raising that defense, let's see if it saves him from a bite. Yes, it does. Very well, actually. God, I didn't even do half his damage. Disable. Now see, he did disable, it failed. So I saw that, saw it coming. I was saying my luck is going to run out. Bam, there it is. And Bite is disabled, and luckily for me, I switched moves. And that is it for you, Kadabra. Yes. Yes, it is. Of course, you know, controversy surrounding Kadabra with that magician, you know, Uri Geller and all that. Yeah, that's a different story. Indeed. So Zero is totally telling me what an awesome trainer that I am, which I already knew, so, you know, it's cool. Alright, ... He hasn't given up, blah, blah, blah. And, alright, yeah, that's great. Okay, see you later, bye-bye. Now, why does he go backwards through Victory Road? Why doesn't he go through to the end? It's right there. The trap? Where's the trap? It's a trap. Where's the trap? I don't see any trap. But, you know what, Fireball? Thumbs up to you for being, on guard. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, and all you crazies out there. This is the height of the journey that we've been on. The apex of the journey that we've been going to. The Indigo Plateau. The ultimate goal for all Pokemon trainers. And that being said, that, well, there's a, there's Pokemon Center conveniently and a Pokemart in the same building. So we're going to be healing up right quick. And, you know, that epic music just does not end. You know, there's no jolly Pokemon Center music here. No jolly Pokemart music or anything. This is serious business here. This epic music confirms that. And that is it for this part of the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. Join me in part 39, where I will be traversing through the ranks of the Elite Four. Fireball, what do you have to say about this? We've come so far. He's let out a battle cry. He's ready and raring to go. I hope you all are too, so see you all next time.